Well, good morning to everybody. It's October the 1st, about 8:30 in the morning. They're getting ready to commemorate a stamp for Charlie Brown Christmas, which turns 50 years old. I'm going to head over to the ceremony. Right now behind me is the Snoopy rink. There are people coming into the parking lot right now. So it's a very exciting time for Snoopy and with all the things and the activities going on this season.
The ones we had were dogs. Hi. If you're doing two things today, if you're looking to buy the stamps, that's in line if you want to go in because
50 years ago, America had a special moment. On December 9th, 1965, families across America tuned in to watch a program they had never seen before, titled A Charlie Brown Christmas. I was one of those kids watching with my family, on the floor with my brothers and sisters, all 6 of us, gathered in front of the television, completely captivated by a simple story about a group of friends who together uncovered the true meaning of Christmas. And now, on behalf of the men and women of the United States Postal Service, I would like to invite Mrs. Schulz and all of our special guests to join me in unveiling our new United States Postal Service.
Thank you all so much for being here today. A Charlie Brown Christmas truly has a special place in the American pop culture, and it has endured for 50 years because it embodies the truths of American living. 3 wonderful men who created it, my husband, Charles Schulz, Lee Mendelson, the producer, and Bill Melendez, couldn't have known they were creating a classic. But they put their hearts into it because that's what they did every time they put a show together.
We did a documentary on Sparky back in 1963. Craig was 10 years old, we drove him to school. And typical of Charlie Brown, we never sold the documentary. But 2 years later, Coca-Cola called because Time magazine had run a cover story on Mr. Schulz and on all the characters. And they had seen the documentary and they said, have you folks ever considered doing a Christmas show? And I lied and said, absolutely, we've been working on it. True story. And they said, well, it's Thursday and we need the outline in a couple of days. We're going to decide on Monday. So I said, no problem. I hung up the phone. I called Mr. Schulz and I said, I think I've just sold a Charlie Brown Christmas show, and he said, what is that? And I said, it's something you're going to write tomorrow. There was a long pause, and then he very casually said, okay, come on up, we can do it. So Bill Melendez flew up to Los Angeles, and we all sat down in the small studio over in Sebastopol with a couple hours to put it together. And Sparky decided that it should be all about a Christmas play, because every Christmas he would do a strip about the pressures we put on our kids at Christmas to learn their lines and everything. And we had we'd fortunately done some jazz music on the documentary with Vince Guaraldi, so we said, well, maybe he could do the music and we could mix in some Beethoven and some traditional music. And we think we'll use real kids to do it, because normally back then the adults did the kids' voices. And everything was going on very well, and all of a sudden he said, oh, by the way, I think we should have Linus read from the Bible. And Bill Melendez and I looked at each other and said, well, here goes that career right now. And I said, well, I don't know, nobody's ever done anything like that. And he said, well, if we don't do it, who will? And I said, oh, okay. And Bill and I looked at each other and said, okay. And we proceeded to finish the outline. And back then we sent it down by Western Union. And they called up on the following Monday, and they said, okay, we'll do a half-hour show, you've got the deal. And I said to Bill, can you do this in 6 months? He says, I have no idea if I can do it. He had never done a special. 13,000 cells had to be drawn. But he somehow he got through. He said, as I had said to Coca-Cola, no problem. He said no problem. Neither of us had any idea what we were doing, which was very fortunate for all concerned. And then the show was finished, and it was kind of slow at the opening, and Bill Melendez had Vince Corrali had written a beautiful song, beautiful melody. And I said, maybe we can get somebody to write some words to the song. And I called all the people I knew who wrote music, the Sherman Brothers, and we couldn't get anybody. So in desperation, I sat down at the kitchen table and wrote out a little poem called Christmas Time Is Here and gave it to Vince. Vince got a choir together, including David Willett, who's sitting right out here today. And they sang the song, and they sang Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And when the show went on the air, one of the critics at Mendelson wrote the opening closing song, and I called him and I said, I wrote Christmas Time Is Here, but I didn't write Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And he said, no, but Felix Mendelson did. So Bill and I thought the show didn't work, the network thought the show didn't work. We figured it was going to be one and out, and then of course, as the Postmaster General mentioned, half the country tuned in. There were only 3 networks back then. And half the country tuned in. And the next day, the man at the network who hated the show called and said, well, we're going to order 4 more, but my aunt in New Jersey didn't like it either.
Great time we've had this morning. It was actually wonderful. The whole ceremony only was about a half an hour, but what great comments and everything else that were made here. Anyway, order your stamps early. This is absolutely wonderful. Take care. Have a good morning.